Thanks.
Trying to take pictures with the lens cap on again. I just wanted to say, while I could, there's all kinds of things going on right now because of the Iranian port
Mm-hmm.
in Iran that was blown up. Because that's a direct slap in the face of the Iranians.
Yeah. But they won't back down, will they?
No, now it's time for them to do something. I had a couple cookies and a Pepsi. Increased my sugar level, but ever since I got up, it's been real serious. I, of course, have no energy or anything, but the way I feel, the way I see my current physical self, myself stuck in this physical body. When I used to run track and cross country and stuff, I came down to Georgia and I had to run cross country on a track when I was up in Connecticut and New England. We jumped over stone walls, ran through creeks. I mean, it was real cross country. That's when I came down here to Georgia and started running. I was like, I didn't want track. I wanted to go cross country, and they said this is it, and I'm like, okay. But anyway, when I run track too, the mile or whatever, and when I ran long distance, like half a marathon or 10K, whatever. But when we ran cross country and stuff like that on the half marathons, more on the tracks, the track was a quarter of a mile, so it's 4 laps. When I would get around the last corner and be heading straight forward, that's about, I don't know, a seventh of a mile.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'd go all out. The saying for that, it's actually been in a couple of movies, but the actual saying for those of us that ran is that we would leave it on the track.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I have no energy. I couldn't stand up right now if I had to.
But you want to get into that. You want that mindset. It's coming back to you of wanting to get this last bit done.
I'm in that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm doing that right now.
Even though you can't actually do it, but you want to do it at this stage. Yeah.
But that's where I am.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's where this body is.
Yeah.
Wow. So now the Iranians are getting everyone all cooked up. Putin's concerned now because it's coming and he knows it, and there's nothing he can do. And there's nothing he can do about it.
Past the point of no return, they're totally committed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They crossed the line. Which he knew was going to happen anyway, because, those camel jockeys, not to put down the good ones out there, but those camel jockeys are idiots. They're insane. They're sick and they're about to be dead. So it's like I was saying before about the imps being usually 27%. Well, the folks out there, the Muslim out in the desert, that's what they are. They're, more than 27%, but their culture and everything on top of that. And then in China, they're so sick, mentally ill from the way they've been raised for thousands and thousands of years. So, anyway, and you know how I feel about hope. I don't have a whole lot that it's very, very important, like I've always said, but I don't have many of those frequencies because when I was creating to act. Yes. Not to sit and hope for it, But hope is very important and it's a beautiful frequency. That being said, it appears we're about to do this in. That's Lily talking, just saying it's, we're there. And Gaia is, she's upset and rightfully so because of what they want to do to her body.
Yes.
The Iranian and the other idiots out there, if they had enough nukes, they would blow up the whole world and says, that's okay, we're all going to Allah. They're sick. Just like the Chinese. Over 90% of all Chinese, if they're talking, they're lying. There's some kind of lie in there. It's like American politicians on the left side and a few of the rhinos, Republican in name only. Amy Coney Barrett and all the other Supreme Court judges. As soon as this body drops, they're going. There's there's 9 of them? 7 of them are being replaced.
Wow.
Yeah, bye-bye. No more nonsense. It's over. But the thing about it's time to sprint, we're at the end. It's like I'm watching a movie with no sound.
Okay.
And I see myself running, but I can't feel it or it's in color. But I see everything building up faster and faster because I would sprint right till I got to the end. Then I look for something to collapse on. All with lung disease. It's like my sergeant said, but I was in the military. He goes, Essex, as soon as you learn this, your whole life is going to be so much easier. He said, life is mind over matter. He said, I don't mind and you don't matter. Drop. And he dropped me for push-ups. I did over 100 of them. And he just kept walking away. He stopped, turned around a little bit, but he was way, way away across the field. And I finally said, screw it. Everyone was saying, Essex, get up, get up. I said, fuck no, I don't, excuse me, I don't have to. Wow, where'd that come from? Just remembering what I was like in the military.
I watched a bit of Scarface last night. There's a bit where he says, the only authority in this world is balls.
His balls?
The only authority in the world is cojones. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he had them. So
Yeah. A lot of actors that have been towing a line, saying what they didn't believe because they were desperate for jobs so they could afford their multi-million-dollar mansions and lifestyle. They're about to just, be themselves again. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know that probably 4,000 or 5,000 times I've thought I was about to be out and never made it. It's totally different now because of my condition. But there's something about what's happening with Gaia, and Gaia wants me out, and she's the head chef when it comes to these bodies. So, and she knows her energy is like. She knows what these assholes are about to do, but she doesn't use that kind of wording. She understands what's coming, and she's looking at me. She's serious, but she's smiling. It's time to free me to do my thing. But one last thing popped up. This is exactly my 220,000th life on this planet.
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got a real sharp tooth that cuts in my tongue. The whole side of it. One of the 7 I have left. And I was trying to see how many people have had 100 or more lives on this planet. And she told me flat out 8.
Wow.
That's it. Long time ago, I thanked her for what she's gone through and how many lives I've had on her trying to get stuff done. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? Every time you have a life here, you charge the hell out of me. Put source in her. It's all coming to an end now. Just a little bit more. And after I talked with you last time, it's like just barely hit the floor. I got pumped up to get to some of the food, and then I had to sit here in a chair to do a thing or two, and they wanted me to watch a, kind of a goofy, happy movie. And the only word I have for it is ending. This physical nonsense for me is ending, and of course, 6 years from now it is for everything else too. No more abuse. All right, I'll probably see you tomorrow or something. I don't know exactly how the next few days will be, other than I can't do anything. And the suffocation is so bad, just dizzy, and it really feels like I'm just at the end of that race.
Yeah.
Finished. That's why I let loose with everything I had left every time I was running like that, is because it was about to be over. So, let's make it happen. And that's
why not?
Yeah, that's what I am. I can't help it. All right, man. You have a good day, and I have to go back into my chair.
Thank you. Can this go on YouTube?
Yeah, put it on. All right, big guy. I'll see you in a
Okay.
little bit. Okay.
Bye now.
Goodbye.